Alright, I just saw your video that about you hate niggers. Well, first of all, a nigger is an ignorant person. In your video, you speak about what you speak of, the Willie Lynch, is not a mentality. As a matter of fact, I have the Willie Lynch letter, The Making of a Slave. Actually, one man, Willie Lynch, came up with that he discussed with some other people about how are we going to make a slave. They knew that they went over to Africa and they could buy black people, warriors, strong, healthy people. They were bought and brought here and resold for the wealth of this country. Okay, now, we're going to go over some things in the Willie Lynch letters. It's a very, very thin book. It would only take you maybe an hour, if that, to read it. But it is very, very deep. These few pages have a lot in them that I think that every black person, if you want to know anything about yourself, the best thing for you to do is to find out what happened to your ancestors. Okay? Let's move on. Let me find the juicy stuff. Alright, we're going to go straight to the William Lynch, The Untold Story in 1712. So we're going to go back before all of that happened. Okay, this is what he says. He says, "Gentlemen, I greet you here on the banks of the James River in the year of our Lord 712. Its old highways in great numbers. You are here using the tree and the rope on occasion." You know what they're about to talk about, right? "In my bag here I have a foolproof method of controlling your black slaves. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take these differences and make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control. These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. Take this simple little list of differences and think about them. On top of my list is age. Think about this. Its color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, size, plantation, status on plantation, attitude of owners, whether the slaves live in the valley, on the hill, east, west, north, south, have fine hair, coarse hair, or is tall or short. Okay? 1712, folks. Now that you have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action. But before that, I shall assure you that distrust is stronger than trust, and envy is stronger than adulation, respect, or admiration. So it doesn't matter how old you are, envy can control. The black slave, after receiving this introduction, shall carry on and will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years. Don't forget, you must pitch the old black male versus the young black male, and the young black male against the old black male. You must use the dark-skinned slaves versus the light-skinned slaves, and the light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves. You must use the female versus the male, and the male versus the female. That's explaining a lot of the issues that's going on with black people. You must also have your white servants and overseers distrust all blacks. Those are your white power people. It is necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, and trust only us. Sounds like the government to me. Gentlemen, these kits are your keys to control. Use them. Have your wives and children use them. Never miss an opportunity. If used intensely for 1 year, the slaves themselves will remain distrustful. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, let's continue. What does that say? Let's make a slave. Is a study of the scientific process of man-breaking and slave-making. It describes the rationale and results of the Anglo-Saxons' ideas and methods of ensuring the master-slave relationship. This sounds like government and what do we talk about? It can be the ghetto, somewhat trailer park. Let us make a slave. A slave. What do I need? First of all, we need a black nigger man, pregnant nigger woman, and her baby nigger boy. Second, I will use the same basic principle that we use in the breaking a horse, combined with some more sustaining factors. When we do it with horses, we break them from one form of life to another. That is, we reduce them from their natural state in nature, whereas nature provides them with the natural capacity to take of their needs and the needs of their offspring. We break that natural string of independence from them and thereby create a dependency state so that we may be able to get from them useful production for our business and pleasure. You heard they said business and pleasure.